Hello, this is the final match that you'll be seeing of the regular season of Gen 7 doubles. We have the intimidation tactics on players versus the Boo Klefkis on opponents. So, here's the deal. The Boo Klefkis, if they lose by 1 mon or less, they get the second seed and they get the bye. If they lose by at least 2 mons, the second seed is mine, and I get the bye. Again, he does not know this. He's just playing Pokemon. Probably just playing to just win by any amount. But yeah. Let's see. The intimidation tactics are eliminated at this point. But trying to play some, not necessarily spoilers, but a bit of a hate play. Coming off a loss to me, where I just started off so well. I got Trick Room up early, did damage to the Greninja, the biggest threat to my team early, and just kind of took that momentum, just kind of ran with the game. The Boo Klefkis coming off a win off the Soctuas had pretty commanding position for most of it. I feel like at the end, they made it a bit closer than they needed to at the end. They still cleaned it up. But let's talk about the Mons. For the intimidation tactics, Mamoswine definitely looks like it could be a pretty big Mon here. 5 out of the 6 Mons are either weak to ground or weak to ice. It's stab moves. The only one that does not weak to either is the Gardevoir. And this is probably, let's see, this is something to remember is that Oblivious does not stop Intimidate yet. So this is more than likely going to be Thick Fat, which makes it so the fire type attacks from Incineroar are probably going to be neutral instead of super effective. And all these Mons are the only Mon that's like weak to it. And then it's like the Mons that are faster than it are usually the ones that can hit it very hard, or it's like Ice Shard, which hits for quad super effectively against the Zygarde. And for the opponent side, I think this is Mega Gardevoir. Yeah, this is Mega Gardevoir will be pretty nice here. It threatens Greninja, threatens Hitmontop, threatens Gallade. And it's not many things that nothing really here obviously threatens it. There's no like steel type attacks. There's no like obvious ghost type attackers. So definitely something that can put in some big numbers, especially with like spread hyper voice, so you don't even have to like worry about targeting. You just kind of herder your brain off. And what would I do for leads? I'm expecting a Klefki lead here with something. I expect it to be like screens plus magnet rise and plus like one attacking move that's not going to do much. Is going to be my guess what this is. Maybe it's Thunder Wave instead. But yeah. And that can be led with one hate Incineroar here. One hate. You can really convince me with Klefki in anything if you talk to me about it enough. And for the other side, I would be worried about the Klefki lead. I think it's the most likely thing. So like, I think Arcanine is a pretty good lead here, and you can lead something that can like help cover the Arcanine. Arcanine's not a big fan of the Zygarde, so maybe you lead with like Greninja to try to Ice Beam it, or Mamoswine to try to Ice Shard it. So yeah, here we go. Okay. We do have a Klefki lead, which as I expected. And we have the Metagross going on along with it. Let's see, the thing, because of the clear body, the Intimidate is not an issue, but the Greninja is definitely in a good spot to try to hit it with a Dark Pulse. I don't know if it KOs. Maybe the Greninja could very well be something like Life Orb, and then I would think it would KO here. Metagross is very bulky though. But it also comes down to what this Klefki does. The Klefki could try to Thunder Wave and like have the Metagross try to attack first. It could try to light screen to try to mitigate the damage, and then the Dark Pulse won't KO. But there's also this Hitmontop that can put on some fake out pressure here, and that also makes things awkward. So like you could try to fake out Klefki, Dark Pulse, Metagross. You could try to I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I do think that's like the most obvious play for me here. What do you really have to? So what would you do against fake out? Dark Pulse. You could switch the Metagross out. You could protect with Metagross. I'd probably just protect here with Metagross if you have it, and just like, I'm assuming this Klefki doesn't have protect. I would just like protect Metagross, try to do one of your prankster stuff, and then if it gets faked out, you move on with your day. I think that's like an overall pretty decent spot for you. Yeah, and this is exactly what I expected here. Now the Klefki is free to start doing some things, whether that is light screen, whether that's try to paralyze, whatever it is. It definitely looks like to be in a pretty good spot here. I don't know if this Greninja is in danger of dying, at least right now. Metagross is so strong and Greninja is so weak that there's a small chance that it could be. I don't think this Hitmontop is in a particularly great spot, but I'm not so sure how much I want to switch out either. I wouldn't mind sending, because it just the clear body is just so annoying, because you have 2 Intimidate Mons, and like Arcanine would be like the perfect switch in here without the clear body. But yeah, so it's definitely a rough place to be in. I do think you do just have to Dark Pulse Metagross in. I think I do like the I wouldn't mind sending in Mamoswine either in the what's it called slot, in the Hitmontop slot. The Mamoswine is on paper faster and can't get paralyzed. So I think that may be the best play here. And yeah, it definitely just depends with this Klefki and this Metagross have, because Klefki has a lot of support moves it could use, and Metagross definitely has a lot of coverage. Like, it has fighting type coverage. I could threaten to Oko the Greninja, possibly. Oh, and its weakness policy. That is definitely a disaster. Here for the that is definitely a disaster waiting to happen with the for the, oh my gosh, the intimidation tactics. That was just, the high jump kick does land, which does give you some big damage. But man, because of this clear body, this is definitely rough. You probably just have to keep throwing moves at this Metagross until it, and hopefully you could try to kill it at this point. Like, try to get a close comp of a high jump kick off. And the Metagross probably can't kill both Mons at once. Even at +2, like Earthquake, I would think the Hitmontop could survive that with Magnet Rise. So yeah, this is probably just like trying to desperately throw attacks on it until it dies. Unless, or like get it so low that somehow an Ice Shard or Extreme Speed KOs. This is definitely not a good looking spot for the intimidation tactics. I wouldn't mind protecting this turn with the Metagross and setting up another defensive thing, which would like, or set up a Reflect here. I think that's what it is. I think what that is what's the best thing to do here. If Klefki dies after doing that, that's fine, but I'm not complaining. Then you can start getting a better Mon out, and then you'll just have a Metagross behind screens that is basically in God mode. And I do think that's what we're going to be seeing here. Ooh, we do have Sucker Punch on the Hitmontop. That's definitely completely forgot that got that move. That's definitely a potential answer here. But unfortunately, because of Reflect, and which I'm gonna guess is Incineroar's coming out next to try to intimidate, it definitely could definitely throw a Thorn on the side here. Okay, we're sending the Electabuzz instead. It does that definitely also makes sense here. It could just be spammed as a redirect thing. It's like, just follow me, click a move, just start killing things. And how do you stop that? That's a good question. Yeah, that's rough here. And Electabuzz just throwing physical moves out is just as a concept. It's just so annoying. Maybe you can get the Mamoswine down in a position to land an Earthquake and that ignores the Follow Me, and he does have a Steel type move. That may be your best shot at this point. You can only be running 2 moves, and if it's running Agility, maybe it's not running Bullet Punch and it's running like, I don't know, like, I don't know. Maybe like a Psychic move and Earthquake or something. I don't know. Yeah, but definitely a bad spot to be in. Oh, it's Rock Slide. Okay, that's not that bad. It is bad if you do get flinched though. I do like the Protect here. Now that you know it's Rock Slide, this like Metagross doesn't look like it's actually that what's it called? That eager to start OHKOing things, especially if it's Rock Sliding, because the Hitmontop will eat a Rock Slide fairly well. But that is a very unfortunate flinch here. A Connect plus flinch is 27% odds, 90% to land, 30% to flinch. Yeah, I do think the idea was definitely in the right place here. Maybe that means you can send in the Gallade here on a Rock Slide. But if you think it's just gonna, what's it called? Gonna Rock Slide again, I think maybe Greninja will be able to take that. It's not super effective, it's not stab, it's not that strong, and then you can just like start hitting this Electabuzz a bunch. I definitely could see that. I think it would live a Rock Slide. I can't really tell. Greninja is so frail. Okay, we're going with Zapdos, which is okay, the last move is Zen Headbutt. Okay. So you do know what the last move is. Maybe this was a potential just trying to sack the Hitmontop and try to get something like maybe the Mamoswine in to try to threaten with an Earthquake. Does a Mamoswine live a +2 Zen Headbutt? Maybe. I think it definitely just depends on how both these mons are trained. If he decided to go like max speed, then probably not. But if he's like max HP, then I would think it would. But we are gonna see Mamoswine here, and this is just Earthquake, right? Earthquake. Hope you can live, or hope you don't get flinched. I think Zen Headbutt can miss as well. And this Zapdos is maybe the Zapdos can set up Tailwind actually. Like maybe can you like protect Tailwind maybe? And like maybe live a Rock Slide or something like that. That will definitely put you back. That will definitely put you back into the in where you're able to control the speed of the battle again. And if you have Mamoswine and Tailwind, that is definitely a ginormous threat for the Boo Boo Klefkis. And it's just like not much to really think about. I mean, it's just like if you think the Mamoswine protects you, Rock Slide. If not, you try to Zen Headbutt it. Right? That's like really the only option here. It's just like you gotta call a 50-50 basically. I mean, you could just Rock Slide and just like it does give you the out of like if you guess wrong, you can still get a flinch on these mons. Definitely still a possibility. But we're helping hand now. Mamoswine does eat the Earthquake. Does it get flinched though? No, it does not. And that does take out the Metagross finally. Let's see, that's definitely pretty big here. Taking so much damage on the Metagross is definitely not ideal, but it does look like it was necessary in order to kind of just stay alive for this game. Let's see, the Mamoswine. Let's see. So now it's a 4v4. There are still the screens up for the Boo Boo Klefkis for 4 and 5 turns, which is definitely a problem here. what mons would just each side try to send in? I think it's probably Gardevoir. If for the, it's either Gardevoir or Incineroar. I don't think Zygarde ever makes sense here. For in front of a Mamoswine. That sounds like a terrible idea. So, if it's Gardevoir, what would be the best mon? Probably Arcanine. Or Greninja if you have Gunk Shot on it. Dark Pulse, Hydro Pump, Protect. The last move is maybe Ice Beam, but potentially be Gunk Shock. But, I think Arcanine. It has the bulk to take care of things. And you can eat those moves pretty well. Has a potential priority too. I think it's Arcanine unless if you have like Gunk Shot on Greninja. We are going to see the Thick Fat is actually a, let's see. I was gonna say that's a pretty big 50-50 to win, but Intimidate would also be a good ability to take out the steal. So either way, it is definitely a pretty good thing. This Arcanine could be like, if it has Snarl, I think Snarl would be a pretty good click here. Just if you can get like 2 Snarls off, and then like the Mamoswine can like can probably live like a Moonblast or something. You can start firing back with like some other potential moves it has, which could be like, I don't know, like high horsepower. I'm not saying Earth because you don't want to blow yourself up, or like Icicle Crash or something like that. And slowing the pace of the game down is definitely a bit better for you at this point. Just off the fact that just to try to stall out these Light Screen and Reflect turns. And I don't know, you could probably just click Hyper Voice here with the Gardevoir. And the Electabuzz, I'm probably just attacking with it. I mean, you can Helping Hand. Yeah, you just Helping Hand Hyper Voice. I was gonna say, you can attack with it. Wouldn't be terrible to Thunder Wave either. I don't think that's bad either. But I think I just like doing the damage here. Okay, this Mamoswine appears to be Choice Scarf, which is definitely a pretty big news here. Being able to get some really good chip on this Gardevoir before it goes down to this Hyper Voice. I'm trying to think if Extreme Speed has a higher priority bracket than what's it called? Than Follow Me. I don't remember. It's either the same or Follow Me is one higher. But you got some pretty good damage here. And this one does go down. You do have to find a way to, let's see. If Extreme Speed could KO the Electabuzz, I don't think it can after Reflect, but maybe it can. And then the Greninja can attack back with something, then like maybe you're back. But this, or maybe it's like the Snarls I was saying earlier, and just like kind of whittled this down. Like, I don't remember if Galade's faster than Gardevoir. Mega Gallade, they may be the same. I wouldn't make sense. Yeah, this is Greninja. Greninja also learns Shadow Sneak. That could definitely be a possibility here. I wouldn't be surprised. I do think this is just going to be like a Protect, and the Arcanine does something. Try to either limit the damage output, or try to take out one of these mons. Attacking the Electabuzz with anything physical is, contact is always annoying, just off the fact that just based off the fact that you could get paralyzed. But I do expect to protect from this Greninja here. I think like Follow Me Psychic is probably a bit better than Hyper Voice. Just off the fact that I'm pretty sure the Greninja is going to protect, and since the Arcanine just protect, that's probably not going to protect. I think that's what I think is probably the most consistent move here. And just get some good damage on the Arcanine, probably get it to like where the next one kills. But definitely depends on what is faster here, because the maybe this Gardevoir is built a bit bulkier, or it's like modest or something, and the Arcanine is not. But I expect the Gardevoir to be faster here. Yep, there's the Protect here. Hyper Voice. Arcanine's going to take that very well. And that is a Snarl with a double connect. Further limiting, decreasing the damage output. You can't, with the Greninja, because of Protean, you can just attack like normally here and just like not be weak to the Hyper Voice. And since it's at -1 now, you do get to I would expect you to live a Hyper Voice at this point. So definitely not the worst spot to be in at this point. There's the Light Screen and Reflect are also running out of turns here. I wouldn't mind just like, I'm just like trying to think if this Electabuzz is like even worth like attacking, like, you know what I mean? Like, is it better off or on the field for you? It's so low. It's at minus special attack. It's tough to say, but you can do like, I wouldn't want a Hydro Pump here, but you also can't Dark Pulse. So if your last move is Ice Beam, probably just Ice Beam the Electabuzz, just so you can just so it always hits, and just so you're not weak to a Hyper Voice. And then the Arcanine can just attack the Gardevoir normally with like, this Arcanine could be mixed, or it could just be like Snarl is just like a good move, you know, wants to run it. But like, if it has like Flare Blitz or something, then it's like, yeah, I would just Flare Blitz the Gardevoir. But I expect it to be special. Just I'm thinking it's special, and I don't. And then the Gardevoir is like, do you Helping Hand? Do you Follow Me? Protecting doesn't seem right at all because you're stalling out your own things. Is it possible switching's the best play? I highly doubt that. I don't think any of these mons want to, especially if it's like, if you're scared, like the theory of Ice Beam here, then the Zygarde's really sad. But yeah, this is definitely a tricky spot. I'm like, what exactly is the most optimal play here for both sides, really. Okay, we're seeing the Incineroar, and we're getting a double switch. And that is the Ice Beam, which I was alluding to earlier, which is why I didn't want to switch into the Zygarde. And now the Zygarde's at 1 tap. The Flamethrower, the Incineroar is going to eat that for free. Let's see, that's another turn of... Now it's only on Reflect, and it's the last turn of Reflect. This is a Fake Out turn. The Zygarde does have Dragon Dance, and I have seen Fake Out Dragon Dance as a potential setup before. So definitely something to worry about if you do not, which looks like something you do have to worry about because of the just because it does not look like this this Arcanine has extreme speed right now, because I've seen a fire type special move here. So this is definitely just going to be based on like how this Zygarde moveset is, because if it doesn't have Dragon Dance, Double Protect is perfectly free. You're in a good spot. You can just like Hydro Pump something, like Hydro Pump switch or something next turn, or if you have maybe the off chance you do have extreme speed would be excellent here. But this is probably just gonna come down to maybe this moveset, or if someone is willing to make a call here. This does look like it's gonna be a Double Protect here, and I really cannot blame him for this. But is this gonna be a Dragon Dance? It is not. Okay. So that means the Zygarde is now wide open to whatever move that the Greninja wants to do. Assuming that, I have to imagine the Greninja is faster here. I think Dark Pulse is probably the best play here, just because then the Incineroar can't Flare Blitz the Greninja, and then the Arcanine can do something. Probably, I don't know what's last move. Is it like, what would be the best move to hit Incineroar that could be special? I don't know. But yeah, I mean the Zygarde can also have potentially just protect next turn just to keep it alive around just a bit longer. But I don't know. I mean, it's not nothing. Definitely just like a knockoff or like a Flare Blitz chip is definitely not meaningless, especially because how frail Greninja is. Where like it Disincinerates max attack, which we have seen before, it definitely could just do some big damage here. And we just Hydro Pump straight into the Incineroar. It does live. And this is a Snarl. I'm expecting this to live because of the, which I'm assuming is Assault Vest. We do get the U-turn off. And we get to go back into Electabuzz. Okay. So, the Zygarde is open to getting KO'd here by something here. But because of the Follow Me potential, it's not that simple. I expect a Follow Me to come out here. And have we seen this Arcanine snarl this Electabuzz before? I do want to see how much damage that does do. It did 5% to the Electabuzz. The 5% to the it is no longer in front of our light screen though, so 2 Snarls would take it out. I think the best play is Protect Snarl. I do think it's kind of tough. I do think Arcanine's probably bulky enough to live 1,000 arrows, but the Greninja is not. I think Protect Snarl is probably your best bet here. I do think keeping the Greninja healthy is pretty pivotal to winning this game. Not healthy, but alive. Because you do need a way to outspeed the Mega Gardevoir if the Gallade is slower. Again, I don't remember the speed tiers of these mons. So this is definitely you probably know what the you probably take a good guess what the Boo Boo Klefkis are gonna do. It's just like, what is the best course of action to go against it? Maybe it's just best to switch out Greninja and send in the Gallade, and then Snarl to take out the Zygarde, and then another Snarl after that can take out the Electabuzz. I can definitely see that as well. Okay, we're protect Dark Pulse. The Electabuzz will go down, and I can only assume this is 1,000 arrows, which does take out the Greninja. Yeah, this. So we're bringing in Arcanine and Gardevoir here, and this is let's see that we didn't see the what's it called the first time, Dragon Dance the first time. So I'm gonna assume that is in Dragon Dance. So this is probably just a double protect here. The Gallade does get intimidated here. And this is definitely yeah, I think you just double protect here. I mean, if you have Dragon Dance this time, I do it this time. Like, oh, I didn't show the first time, then I definitely do it this time. Well, the actually, if I recall correctly, Steadfast makes it so you can't flinch. So you could not protect with the Gallade and just like attack with the Gallade here and like protect with the Arcanine and be like, and go like, okay, I can take out this Zygarde. It's definitely something you could do. Is it right? I'm not sure. I can't tell you. This is so close. I'm not sure anymore. Is it even better to take out this? Probably. I would think it's better to take out the Zygarde than the Incineroar, but never know. Okay, this does look like just a double. Oh, we're not double protecting here, and that's 1,000 arrows, and the Arcanine is gonna go down. I'm not sure why you wouldn't protect with the Arcanine. I feel like if there's one mon you had to protect, it is the Arcanine. But that does mean that the Boo Boo Klefkis are going to secure the second seed with that, even if they don't know it at this moment that this happened. So congrats to them. Boo-hoo me. But yeah, they may just... Let's see, this is just probably just 1,000 arrows. and then Incineroar does something. I guess I get to figure out this turn. Oh my god, the Gallade is faster. Oh, I'm gonna cry now. That means he probably would have won. Oh, it's Glare. This gets Glare? Oh, okay. Never mind. I didn't know this got Glare. Wait, yes I did. I've seen this in singles, the complete form. But yeah, because of that Glare and Hyper Voice plus as an arrows will surely take care of this Mon. Yep, and that is going to do it. Very, very, very close game. Definitely thought that was pretty well played on both sides. The that rock side flinch early on definitely could have been that rock side flinch early on. Definitely hard to say if that made the difference or not, because you know there's so much stuff that like changes, or it's just like depends on like what it went for. If like went to high jump kick the Metagross, and like who knows that damage even matters, or like I don't know, maybe it's like maybe it attacks the Klefki and it dies earlier and that's actually a good thing. But yeah, always leaves you with questions of if. And you gotta be worried. Now the conclusion of this is just you gotta be worried about hitting certain mons with super effective attacks. We have seen Tyranitar as a common weekly policy user before, and Metagross is definitely one as well. So definitely something to look out for future opponents. But that's gonna do it for me. See you guys soon. Bye.